Yesterday I was telling my 14-year-old boy that we were coming for the weekend to Canterbury to celebrate the 100th birthday of a power station. And my 14-year-old looked at me as he was a bit puzzled. And it wasn't so much about the 100 thing, because he happens to have a grandmother he doesn't have her anymore, but she turned 100, so he could get that. But having a party for something that is a thing, that was also 100. It was a bit much for him to cope with. And I sort of get the feeling that in today's world, a 14-year-old growing up, where everything man-made is sort of ready for the bin, almost as though the moment you've bought it, the idea that something man-made can still be here, can still be celebrated and useful at 100 years old, is quite foreign for him. So it's kind of nice to be able to do this tonight, to talk about an asset so important as Coleridge, and it's here, it's 100, and you know, it's not 100 and on the way at the door, it's 100 and really just starting to be used for what it's useful for. 14-year-olds, they're quite neat. Look, there's some special people here, everyone's special here tonight, but there are some guests I need to acknowledge. We have the Selwyn District Mayor, Kelvin Coe, and his wife Jem. We have the Ashburton District Mayor, Angus Mackay, and his wife Mary. We have the Ashburton District Council CEO, Andrew Dalzell, and his wife Leslie. We also have from Trustpower, one of our board of directors, Alan Bickers, has come from Tauranga to share this weekend with us. Thanks for being here. It's actually great to have all you people here and enjoying this day with us. We also have, I understand, the Deputy Mayor Sarah from Selwyn, and several councillors from the Ashburton District Council. We have a few guests from perhaps part of Coleridge's future. We have people from Opua Water here. We have Rangitata Diversion Races represented, Central Plains Water, and BCI, Bath Chertsey Irrigation Limited. And I think the fact that we're able to invite those sort of people when they say yes, we'll come along, indicates maybe the changing role for Coleridge in the Canterbury community. So it's kind of nice to have you people here as well. Floating around the place somewhere, and I really haven't had time to meet everyone tonight, but floating around is Brett Corlett, and Brett is here collecting footage and hopefully interviewing everyone. I guess it's that guy, right? Interviewing everyone he can to get some good historical anecdotes about the Coleridge, the power station, yes, but also the community, so that we've got a really good record going forward. And as you all know, the data that we collect now probably won't be lost as easily as perhaps it was 100 years ago. So look, if he comes up with his camera or his microphone, please don't be shy. Give him everything you've got and make it a good record for the next 100th or the 200th celebration. I need to also thank, and I'm happy to thank, the wonderful, energetic and enthusiastic members of the Lake Coleridge Open Day and Centennial Organising Committee. That team spent more than a year making sure that tomorrow is what you would say is a celebration befitting of a 100-year-old. And it's been a huge effort, and tomorrow we're in for a treat. In terms of history of the region, we're also lucky enough to have in the audience tonight some people with a long history at Coleridge, and we're lucky enough later on some will be talking about it. In particular, we have Hugh Burrows, and he's been linked to the area since 1949. Yay! We have Anne Turner, who grew up here in the 1940s. Les and Liz Davies have history from 1929. And I believe Meg Morton is here, and she is a fifth-generation descendant of the early pioneers of the region. And it's really, really fantastic to have you people here tonight and for the weekend. It's kind of obvious that events like tonight don't happen by accident, so I would really like to thank the Trustpower team, who have also spent a lot of time to make this weekend a success. Firstly, there's a character in the audience called Mr. Ian Lees. Now, Ian is our engineering manager. He is part of the team that looks after all the generation stations we have, and about 2 years ago, Ian was advocating for and encouraging Trustpower the fact that we've got a big event coming, you best start planning for it, team. And I know Ian has personally put a lot of time into some of the details for tomorrow, and he certainly was the one that made sure Trustpower, let's say, made some money available for the weekend. So thank you, Ian. The local Coleridge asset team. You know, it's the Coleridge Power Station is their baby, and they've it's a rare thing. It's 25 years since they've made had a really good reason to make it available to the public, and so they've done a lot of work. If you look at it now and look at it how it was maybe 5 years ago, the place is, I am told, in good nick. And if they hadn't dedicated themselves to that and getting it into that condition, I think tomorrow might be a little bit less than it's going to be. I've been told that in recent weeks they've been putting a day a week into making sure that everything is ship-shape for tomorrow. So I think the team, Andrew, Ross, Hugh, Brian, Chris, Craig, Neil, Adam and Jesse need to be congratulated as well. And I can't forget our fabulous community relations team, led by Graham, who was here before. Susie, Kathleen, Jess, Maya, Emily, and I don't think I've forgotten anyone. The team seems to get bigger every day, but look, they always put on a good show at this sort of thing. And really, people like me would be lost without the effort that team makes. And we're really lucky to have them working for us. I have tonight an apology from Trustpower's Chief Executive, Vince Hawksworth. Sadly for Vince, he's spending this weekend at his daughter's birthday, and in the days of a work-life balance, it was probably a good call. But Vince, however, sends his congratulations to the team, and special thanks to all the guests for being here tonight and over the weekend. From Trustpower's perspective, I'm going to get dinged soon because I'm going on, but from Trustpower's perspective, Coleridge is one of our key hydro assets. We were lucky enough to purchase this place from the Electricity Corporation of New Zealand back in the late 90s. And since then, we've invested heavily to improve the production, the performance and the efficiency of the station. And it really is a credit to the local team that this 100-year-old power station is up there in terms of performance with the brand new ones that we might have in our fleet. I've been told that one of the first things we did at Coleridge was upgrade 2 of the large machines, G8 and 9, and as a result we were retired 4 of the smaller machines. And someone who was probably a little bit, I don't know, felt a little bit bad about that, wrote into the paper and said, look, the first thing Trustpower, the big corporate, did was shut down 4 of the machines. What a disgrace. But the reality is the work we did created more power from those 2 machines than the 4 machines ever did. So it was the right call for Coleridge. And I guess what we don't do enough is help people understand some of the decisions we make about these assets. So those 4 machines are sitting there holding the power station down, I suppose, and the big machines are doing the job that the other 4 did. So it's a good result. More recently, though, we've looked at Coleridge to take the part it needs to in the future of Canterbury. And that is by providing water storage for irrigation purposes. And so by making our asset at Coleridge more of a multi-use type lake, what we have really done is further cement its place in the fabric of the community, but also in the delivery of some of the things like the Canterbury Water Management Strategy. So Coleridge is a key asset for Canterbury going forward, and we're really proud to own it. We're really proud to be part of the community that is Coleridge. So thank you for being here tonight.